Okay, my name is Keelyn Swain Swope. I go by Boomer a lot of the time around here, especially. I was given that nickname when I was 2 weeks old by my pastor's wife. She's from Oklahoma, and apparently there's a little groundhog or a lizard or something that bobs its head up above the ground and looks around, and they call it a boomer. And she was holding me, and cute little me was looking around and bobbing my head up and stuff. She's like, "Oh, he looks like a little boomer." And my parents just thought that was it. So I was only Keelyn for the first 2 weeks of my life, and I became Boomer after that, and am henceforth, because the name Boomer is conducive to youth ministry, and that's what everybody can remember that name. So I've been Boomer to a lot of people since then. And I am 25 years old. I'm a youth minister at Marvin Methodist in Tyler. I work there full time. A lot of people don't get the whole full time thing because it's a church, but there's like a lot of office and stuff and administrative work and everything that goes on behind the scenes, especially at a bigger church. And so I work there during the week, and then a lot of different nights, youth nights and college Bible study nights and stuff. My official title is Associate Director of Student Ministries. What's up, Kathleen?
Hi.
Associate Director of Student Ministries. I've been there a little over 2 years, and I love it. Love the kids there a lot. And then Tuesday Night Church, that's where we are right now. A beautiful background. That's where we are. I've been teaching this for almost 8 years, which is insane. I started when I was in high school, and then I've still been doing it since then. Leading it, it's a group effort of the family, some of the best friends, doing worship, and Mama makes food for it every week, and it's just been something that we've grown to love. It's become part of our lives, so it's really sweet. So that's exciting, and that's kind of, I guess, who I am. And I have a whole lot of hair that's all right here in a little bitty ball right now because I'm growing it out to donate the second time. What? I'm not taking it down. I'll take it down. I'll show you in the next video. I'll show it down. I'm so proud of Golden. Honestly, I really, really am. It's not meant to be fake at all. I was born and raised in Golden. My dad was born and raised in Golden, and went to Alba Golden my whole life. And I've always been the one. Me, my brother, and my sister have always been the ones. If anyone ever says something, "Oh, you went to Alba," it's like, I actually did not, because it was Alba Golden. And I went there, and Golden is the better part. Obviously, everybody knows that. Nobody wants to be from Alba. Alba is known for druggies and stuff, and Golden is known as being, Golden and amazing. And so I'm from Golden, and it was amazing being born and raised here. We lived on County Road 2290 our entire lives. Same address, same phone number, 768-2424, our whole lives. Lived across the pasture from the Dollar family. They were our best friend family growing up, even before we were in school, and born and raised with them. And it was amazing, riding bikes and not being scared about bad guys getting us on the road and stuff. And then the school, loved Alba Golden Schools, had amazing teachers, loved the small school atmosphere. We didn't have a swim team, which is unfortunate. However, Kaylee, who you might talk to in a little bit, you won't really talk to, you're watching this, but Kaylee might tell you about the swim team thing. She and one of her best friends, like in junior high, convinced a new girl that they were co-captains of this Alba Golden swim team, and that the pool actually was underneath the gymnasium floor, and it split in the middle and opened up. And then the girl moved away before they got to tell her they were just kidding. So all that stemming from that we didn't actually have a swim team, which would have been sweet, but I had a bunch of great opportunities at school because it was so small and because we had a lot of one-on-one time, and I loved it. I graduated in 2007, and then went straight to college at UT Tyler, and for 2 years now I've not been in school for the first time in like 17 or 18 years. I don't know what to do with myself. Well, this is going to seem really generic, but the people that I most look up to in my life are my parents. I know, surprise, surprise, but they're amazing, and my mom is a lot more normal than my dad. He's just like a psycho. He really is, but no, my brother and sister have always said that we can't imagine. Everybody says like, "Oh, I have the best parents" or whatever, and I just really truly can't imagine having anyone else's parents, because we were raised as I get older and older, I guess I realize and figure out things that weren't ideal, but just to see the way they raised us and the way they loved us. They truly did love us and raised us in church, first of all, which was so important. At Open Door on Lake Fork, that's where we were raised, learning the truth. And I'm so grateful for that, because even being in the Bible Belt, being in East Texas, there's so many people who really haven't gotten that opportunity. And so to me, that has made such a huge impact on my life. And the past few years especially, this is kind of a small instance, but it's just one that always has stuck with me, just because I just knew without a doubt that it was the Lord. And it was, I mentioned something about my dad dealing with depression and stuff, and lots of times that's a hereditary thing. And so Kaylee, Kelly, and I, all three, kind of deal with some tendencies like that. It's not I can't say it's really extreme, because there's so many people who deal with so much more than I can say at all. But we just kind of get in these lows sometimes. And one time, one evening, it was just like, I just, for some reason, just everything in the world was wrong. Nobody liked me, nobody loved me, nobody wanted to be around me. I didn't want to be around anyone. I thought everything was wrong. Nothing, and in those times it feels like nothing I do or have done is right or matters at all. And it's so weird. But I was just driving. I just all of us do that too. Lots of times it just feels better to just go out and drive. Since we live in the country, it's just beautiful around here, and just having the windows down and driving around in the evening, it just can make a lot of things better. So I was just out driving down 779, and I was just going, and I was over on the corner getting near Tommy's Road, because I know everybody who watches this is going to know where Tommy is, or Tommy's house, not his road. But the corner 779 when you turn almost to 17, and I was driving, and the song comes on the radio, and I had to look it up to remember the lyrics, because everybody's walking through here and distracting me. But the song comes on. It's called "What Faith Can Do" by Cutlass, and the lyrics start playing, and it just starts out, everybody falls sometimes, got to find the strength to rise from the ashes and make a new beginning. And I just immediately just started bawling, and I pulled into Cottonwood Assembly parking lot, and it's right there on the corner, and that's actually where we went to church for a little while, and where my dad went some when he was younger. And we have some great friends that go there. And I just pulled into the parking lot. It was probably 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and I was just bawling listening to this song. I'd heard it a couple times just in passing, but never really heard what it was saying. And it starts out with those lyrics, and then goes on and says, "Anyone can feel the ache. You think it's more than you can take, but you're stronger than you know." And it just the whole song, I could just feel the Lord speaking to me. And lots of times we get caught up in us and our faults and everything, and we have to focus on who God is. But I think lots of times He has to re-speak to us who we are through Him. And that's what He was doing to me that night. And it says, "Don't you give up now, the sun will soon be shining. You got to face the clouds to find the silver lining. I've seen dreams that move the mountains, hope that doesn't ever end even when the sky is falling. I've seen miracles just happen, silent prayers get answered, broken hearts become brand new. That's what faith can do." And it just reminded me, and the Lord was just speaking into me, you know who I am. You know who you are in me. And you have seen miracles happen. You have experienced all the goodness that is me, all of the wonder that I am. You do know that. And that was one of the main times that, it was so simple. All of those lyrics are simple, but it was one of the main times where the Lord just really impressed upon me, you got to focus on what you know and not what you're feeling. And so often that has been so much to me, has been such a huge thing to me whenever I am in a low. That's what I call it, in a low. Being able to say, I'm not going to focus on my feelings. I'm going to focus on what I know, on who I know. And I know the Lord is true. I know that He is real. I know that He has saved me. And nothing else that I'm feeling, for whatever reason it is there, whether it's Satan pushing it in my head or it's just the world, whatever it is, I know who he is, and I know that I will not fail through him. I know that he will not fail. And so that specific instance was so huge, and just a great moment in my life that I go back to so often as one where the Lord just spoke to me so clearly. And I just sat in that parking lot after that song and just cried, and I don't just cry very often, but I just cried, just realizing his love for me, and realizing that it was specific for me, and that whatever else was going on with everybody else, just like I've been taught ever since I was little, he knew where I was right then. He knew what was going on with me, inside of me, going on in my head, in my heart, in my soul, and he cared, and he cares, and it's amazing. Okay, so best advice. So here's one of them. Best advice. I have this thing about English. Even though I'm from the country and I'm a hick, and you can tell by my voice very easily, I have this thing about like grammar and punctuation and stuff. Like that's always, for some reason, been something that I'm like a stickler on. Like when people use the wrong there, like THEY''re versus THERE versus THEIR. Or when people, it's ITS versus IT''s. All of these different things that I really have a problem with when people use wrong. And Miss Tyner was my 7th grade English teacher, and everybody was afraid of her, probably including me, but I still say to this day that she is one of the most phenomenal teachers that I've ever had the opportunity of learning under. And she taught me so much stuff that I still use today. And this isn't like huge spiritual thing or anything, but one of the main things she taught me was "and but for or no yet so," and that is all of the I can't even think of the word, all of the conjunctions. And when specifically that I think that helps you realize, because so many people will be talking and say, you know, I went to the store and yet I still forgot to get green beans. But yet is a conjunction. And is a conjunction. You don't use them together. When you use and there, or people say but yet, it is completely taking away from yet's being, that was yet apostrophe s, like personified, from it being a conjunction. So I'm team yet. Like if you're going to use yet, it's say, you know, I really love you, yet you still annoy me to death on a daily basis. I didn't have to say and yet or but yet. It's just comma yet. So that's one of the main pieces of advice I've ever gotten that really has impacted my life in a great way, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Okay, so another one, and this isn't like huge and deep either, but my mom has always said finished is better than perfect, and that has taken so long for me to kind of get a grasp on. I know some people would immediately hear that and just like, that's stupid, that's not correct or whatever, but I think it's kind of to each his own, because for me that has been something that's so been instrumental in me just being able to kind of function lots of times, because I'm a perfectionist. I mean, I know looking at me you can't tell, but being a perfectionist for so long, it's like I put off so long doing something because I know I'm gonna have to do it to the T, like perfectly, and then that is not only stupid, but it's selfish, it's really conceited sounding, and it really is stressful. And so realizing truly that finished being better than something that is perfect but only 50-60% complete, it is better. It is better to be done and to maybe everything not be entirely perfect than to have part of it perfect. I know that's worded really weird, but that's been big in my life, and I think that can be applied. I won't go into it, but that can be applied kind of in a lot of different areas of our lives.